Why she feels safe leaving you and unsafe staying. You don't remember the exact moment things shifted. There was no argument, no betrayal, no dramatic goodbye. Just a quiet change in how she looked at you. Less curiosity, less tension, more comfort, less gravity. And one day you realized something unsettling. She wasn't afraid of losing you anymore. That realization doesn't come with pain first. It comes with confusion. Because you were present, consistent, emotionally available. You did everything that was supposed to make someone stay. Yet somehow, those same qualities made it easier for her to leave. This isn't about fault. It's about psychological gravity. Attraction and emotional safety are not opposites, but they are not the same force. Emotional safety is about predictability, knowing what you'll do, how you'll respond, knowing the emotional temperature of the room before walking into it. Attraction, on the other hand, lives in polarity, in tension, in contrast, in the feeling that the other person has an inner world that does not revolve around you. When safety becomes total, polarity collapses. There is nothing left to lean into, nothing to wonder about. She doesn't feel unsafe because you did something wrong. She feels unsafe because there is nothing at stake anymore. Predictability is comforting in theory, but psychologically it carries a hidden cost. When every reaction is known in advance, when every emotion is explained too quickly, the relationship stops being a space of discovery and becomes a managed environment. You become emotionally transparent, readable, interpretable. There is no resistance to push against, and without resistance, desire loses its shape. This is where many men misunderstand emotional availability. Availability without boundaries is not intimacy, it is exposure. When you are always accessible, always ready to reassure, always adjusting your inner state to maintain harmony, you remove friction from the system. But friction is not conflict. Friction is what creates heat. It's what makes presence felt. Without boundaries, your availability stops being a choice and starts being a guarantee. And guarantees are not exciting, they are safe. At first, she appreciates it. She feels understood, supported, seen. But over time, something subtle happens. She stops calibrating herself around you. She doesn't wonder how her words will land. She doesn't pause before pulling away. She doesn't weigh the cost of distance, because she already knows the outcome. You will remain steady. You will remain open. You will remain there. And that's the moment she realizes she can leave. Not because she wants to hurt you, not because she suddenly became cruel, but because psychologically the door was never heavy. Leaving you doesn't feel like a loss of gravity. It feels like stepping out of a warm room. This is where the reversal begins. When distance appears, whether intentional or not, something changes in the internal dynamic. When you are no longer orienting your emotional center around her responses, when your inner stability exists independently, you regain mass. Silence, when it is not passive-aggressive or performative, creates space for recalibration. Not silence as punishment, silence as self-possession. She begins to feel something again, not fear, but awareness. Awareness that you are not endlessly adjustable, that your presence is not automatic. Respect does not come from control. It comes from encountering a person who does not dissolve to maintain closeness. This is what silent authority actually is. Not dominance, not withdrawal as manipulation, but the ability to remain internally intact regardless of outcome. Silent authority is when your emotional state is not a referendum on her behavior, when your boundaries are implied, not announced, when your value is expressed through consistency with yourself, not accommodation to others. In that state, staying feels different to her, not unsafe, but demanding, because being with someone who has gravity requires her to bring her own, and leaving no longer feels effortless. This doesn't guarantee she stays, and that is the point. The goal was never to make someone afraid to leave. Fear creates compliance, not connection. The shift is internal, from being chosen because you are easy to be with, to being respected because you are solid, whether chosen or not. In the end, this isn't a lesson about her behavior, it's a mirror, about how much of yourself you offered before being asked, about how quickly you neutralized tension to preserve peace, about how often you equated emotional availability with emotional surrender. Staying should feel like a decision. Leaving should feel like a loss, not because you engineered it that way, but because you finally occupied your own space fully. And when you do, who stays does so with intention, who leaves does so with weight. That is the difference.